Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Chartreuse Leprechaun. My name is Mark, your host, and it's time for our monthly update video. Now, just a quick reminder, this is a video we do around the middle of every month where we talk about what's been going on around here. Usually includes tech issues, programming issues, personal stuff, all kinds of things. Basically, it's whatever we've dealt with in the last month, and it even includes sometimes, although not quite this time, things we screwed up, like the light stand we sent back instead of the pole arm. Yeah, that was stunning. Now, this episode is going to be different. Normally, I record from 4 camera angles. Today, I'm only going to record from 1, and there's a reason for that. The monthly videos are usually upbeat, fun, usually a little sarcastic, but there's a lot that gets edited out. This time, I'm not editing that much. I need to have an actual record of the more or less raw video and what it looks like. It's a disability thing. That's the first reason. The second reason goes back to why I started this channel in the first place. It's to encourage people who are struggling. They need to see what I go through. So does everyone else, but especially the folks who are fighting hard just to make it through a day. Now, I will still come back in post-production and play with the audio, cut out some dead space, put in appropriate pictures, all that fun stuff. But I'm not recording this from multiple cameras on multiple days and then spending a couple of days piecing it all together. This is the style of video we did for probably the first 2 years of the channel, and it's time to do another one. Now, despite all that gloominess, we do have some good stuff this month. I hope you'll stay with us. As always, the timestamps are in the description below. You can skip around. You can watch straight through. Totally up to you, but, please watch it through and leave us a comment where you think it applies. And with all that said, let's move along and get started with tech education, the part of the video where I talk about the things we've learned on the technical side during the last month. So I bit the bullet and I finally went out and bought a Stream Deck. I got it used, so it was a heck of a deal. It was still a blow to the budget. And I got it because, things had honestly reached the point I kind of needed it. There were just so many moving parts during our Wednesday live stream, I just couldn't control them with a keyboard, controller, and a mouse. So we've started learning how to use this thing this month, and we're still in the adjustment period with the thing, but we're getting there. Even with all that, it's already proved to be a huge help for us. And not just for the live streams. I'm using it for our regular recordings. It's just so much easier to pause the recording when I need to. And that has done so much to simplify our editing. Also, we ran into an issue with our GPU. I noticed a lot of stuttering while I was playing Planet Crafter off cam. It'd be fine, but over a few moments it would just start stuttering. And we fixed it by rolling back the driver to the previous version. And my understanding is this was a big issue with the 40 series cards, but apparently it hit the 30 series cards too. And after we rolled it back, NVIDIA rolled out a patch, but I haven't installed it. To be honest, I'm kind of scared of it, so we'll see. On the bright side, yes, pun intended, we also seem to have solved some of our lighting issues. It dawned on me the other day that we have a fixed mount point for a light, and we were using this for one of our small lights. Well, I realized I could put one of our big lights on that post, which lets us put a small light on the floor for more accent lighting, and that frees up a light stand for another light. Or we can mount the boom arm for our reflector panel. Now, granted, we're not doing professional grade lighting. God knows we're not at that level, but we are still getting better, and better is good. We just have to figure out how to use that reflector panel now. So, yeah, the thing we sent back that we should have kept, not so bad a thing after all? Question mark? Maybe? Question mark? We also finished my son's computer. He has our old case, our old 32 gigabytes of RAM, and a Ryzen 5600X, and a new 6750 XT graphics card. We got it booted successfully to BIOS, loaded Windows 10 with a key. Now, as a restaurant manager and the franchise troubleshooter for problem solving, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of time. But he wanted a computer that would let him get back and play his old games. He got the last one in like 2015, I think. Maybe older than that. I don't remember. Oh, he's the source of our classic games like BioShock, BioShock Infinite, and a bunch of games we played during our year-ish long Random Game Saturday series. Anyway, I happily provided a new Toto for him, and he is thrilled to be able to play his favorite old games again. So, all is fantastic for him and for us. All that said, please remember we are not a tech channel, okay? We are not. Other than the occasional upgrade videos, still, I do enjoy forays into the technical side of all this. It's interesting, but I am not a tech wizard. Now, to be clear, our next upgrades will be to the AM5 platform and the continued use of whatever Ryzen becomes, unless Ryzen craters really badly, in which case we'll go back to Intel. You know, I just realized it's been 6 years since I've used an Intel system. But given where we are in terms of our platform and components, any further upgrades are a long ways down the line. And that brings us to programming news. Once again, let's talk about channel content in a kind of health update. You'll see what I mean as we go along. I said last month my brain is struggling, and that has not changed. Among other things, I noticed when I was playing Planet Crafter, I was starting to suffer dizziness and mild nausea. After we solved the stuttering issue, things did get better. It made me realize the stuttering was at least part of the problem with the brain issues and nausea. There's also the issue of nerve problems in the left shoulder, arm, and hand. That hasn't changed either, as clearly evidenced by this video. Any reaching or movement involving the neck, shoulder, that's bad for me. Which is, by the way, why I play with a controller. No reaching, and I sort of keep my fingers from moving as much because of the reaching and the extension of the arm, which reduces movement of the nerves and the muscles, so same result as not reaching. I also said we might be overcommitted, which could cause all of these worsening problems. The truth is, I keep adding things, trying to get better, trying to build up brain strength. I keep trying to stretch the boundaries of what I can do. I've gone back and forth on the Leprechaun story several times in the last 2 years. Every time, it's just too much work and it wears out my brain. I'm hoping that I found a method that allows me to keep doing them, but that's what the stories are all about. For me, stretching the boundaries, finding limits, that's what the gaming is all about for me. That's what all the post-production stuff is all about for me. I mean, there's the learning curve to go with it, but yeah, all of that. And all that also means everything we do is on the table for removal if necessary. Now, before you get any wild ideas, no, we are not adding anything new, and no, we are not taking anything away, at least not right now. I just want to make sure everyone knows what's going on. The progression of cutting things is likely something like, first it would be the live stream, then it would be one Leprechaun story, then it would be one game series, probably Saturday. It's sad to say, but at that point, after that point, the whole channel goes down. There just isn't really any choice at that point. Health comes first. And that leads us to another health update. I really hadn't planned on doing one of these every month once Social Security approved disability, but once the insurance company and my last neurologist ended my disability claim with them, that part of the journey has started all over again. Fortunately, being on Medicare, I can go back to all the doctors I had before going on the healthcare marketplace, aka cheap insurance. Basically, it's me taking control of my healthcare on a level I couldn't before and trying to figure out what's going on. I met with my old neurologist office and we set up a treatment plan that includes some new testing, and I'm meeting with my old orthopedist this week. I want to make sure there's not some spine condition or injury in the neck. It's a question I have based on a progression of problems in the left shoulder, arm, and hand. I want to either put that concern to rest or get it dealt with. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and by the way, I am not doctor shopping, and you shouldn't do it either. That's a bad idea. As I said earlier, I have insurance that expands the doctors that are available for me. So I'm visiting doctors I have a trusted relationship with to figure out what's going on. That's the key for you and for me. Take control of your own health care to whatever degree you can. Ask the questions. Write them down if you have to. Seek the referrals. Do everything you can to get the care you need. That's what I'm doing. That's what you should do. Normally, I'd add a spiritual note at this point, but I think this is going to be enough for now. I want to thank you for spending your time with us today. It's always fun reviewing what's going on around here, things the Leprechaun did to us. Not a whole lot of that this month, which is a good thing, right? But please leave us your feedback on anything that we talked about today, and you can, any suggestions you have to help us get better. We'd love to have them because we want to get better, and we appreciate your help getting us to do that. And if you enjoy our content here, please hit that like button, subscribe, set yourself up for notifications, all that wonderful stuff so you don't miss any of the fun and, craziness around here. We certainly don't want you to miss any of the fun. And if you'd like to support us, check out the links in the description below. But finally, remember, the Leprechaun is out there to mess things up. It's his life mission. He will do it to you. He does it to me. He does it to everyone, everywhere, all the time. So remember, always, always, always remember that if you see it and you can't quite explain it, you can be positive the Leprechaun did it. Now you have yourselves a great day, a great week, and we will see you here next time on the Chartreuse Leprechaun. Bye-bye.